On today's episode of the Starting 11, we are previewing the upcoming 2023 Women's World Cup, which gets underway on Thursday, July the 20th in Australia and New Zealand. Are you with me? What's up, sports fans? My name is Chris. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of the Starting 11. We are a daily soccer betting show that touches on all major domestic leagues as well as world and European competitions. As I mentioned off the top, we're going to be talking about the upcoming 2023 Women's World Cup, which gets underway on Thursday, July 20th in Australia and New Zealand. This tournament is a joint host venture between Australia and New Zealand and is comprised of 32 teams making up 8 groups, with the top 2 teams from each group progressing to the knockout stages. The United States come into this tournament as the defending 2-time champions, and it's going to take something incredible to knock them off their perch, but I do believe we have some worthy contenders to take home the crown at the final on August the 20th. As we look at the odds boards, we have the United States as favorites at plus 260. Spain and England come in right behind them at plus 450. Germany sit at plus 800. The hosts Australia are plus 1,000. France is plus 1,200. The Netherlands and Sweden are plus 2,000, which rounds out the teams below 20-1 or better. In order to get the most out of this episode, we're going to be talking about the top contenders for this team. We're going to be mentioning a few dark horse sleeper picks that can make some noise throughout the tournament. And we're going to be talking about some of the top talent that's going to be on display for us to soak in throughout the duration of the tournament as well. And then we're going to finally give you our best bet for a futures wager. We nailed England to win the Euro Cup last year at plus 450, so we're looking to do the daily double between world and European competitions. Now, before we get into all that fun stuff, if you guys are new around here, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are on a steady climb to 700 subscribers, which is amazing, and I wouldn't want you to miss out on any of the great content we got moving forward in all sports, including the daily picks that we're going to be offering for this Women's World Cup tournament. And if you guys haven't already taken a second to smash the like button, please go ahead and do so now. If we could somehow break 100 likes on this video, that would be phenomenal. Right out of the gates, we are coming out firing with the United States of America, the 2-time defending Women's World Cup title holders. However, there has been some turnover from 4 years ago in France, but coming into this tournament, they do have some veteran presence still, like Megan Rapinoe, Alex Morgan, and Crystal Dunn, but it's the emergence of young and up-and-coming stars like Sophia Smith, Sophia Herta, and Trinity Rodman that has the United States thinking three-peat is possible. If we look at their group, the United States should have no issues progressing to the knockout rounds. They have to go through the likes of the Vietnam, Portugal, and the Netherlands, the latter which would be the toughest test of the group stage, but they're going through a rebuilding process, and they're simply not the same team that they were in 2019 when they finished runner-up in the Women's World Cup. If you have to lay a big number to win the group with the United States, probably the most easiest bet of the entire tournament, but that's probably going to be upwards of minus like 20,000, so let's definitely not lay that kind of juice, obviously. But if we look further past the group stage, they do have a favorable draw heading into the round of 16 and the quarterfinals as well. They don't face any tricky opponents if everything goes according to plan, and the United States definitely have what it takes to reach the final where anything can happen. Next up, we are talking about England, the defending Women's European Cup champions, which come into this tournament with very little roster turnover from their triumph just a year ago, but they will be without the likes of Beth Mead, Fran Kirby, and Leah Williamson, who are all out with knee injuries. They do still boast some incredible talents like Alessia Russo, Georgia Stanway, Ella Toone, Lauren Hemp, and Chloe Kelly, and they carried that European Cup success into the straight through qualifying for the Women's World Cup and into the Arnold Clark Cup, where they won the tournament there. They scored 12 goals and conceded just 2. This is a beast of a team offensively, and it's going to be hard to outscore England this tournament. Their path to the finals is relatively straightforward. They have to go through the likes of Haiti, Denmark, and China in Group D action. But once they get there, it's smooth sailing to the quarterfinals, where they're likely to meet either Germany or Brazil, probably Germany, and that's no easy out for the England squad. After England, we're talking Spain, the second choice on the boards, tied with England at plus 450, which is essentially Barcelona squad dressed up in Spain colors. This team is comprised of extremely talented players like Jennifer Hermoso and Alexis Putellas, who's coming off, some knee surgery. She made her return last year for Barcelona, and she's working her way to full fitness for this tournament. However, the issue with Spain is that they've been through some turmoil off the field. A bunch of them basically resigned from the national team, but have since rescinded that due to whatever reason they decided to rescind their resignation. but they're back. But I still don't trust them on the field of play, given all the turmoil and basically lack of cohesiveness throughout the unit. They do have a very favorable draw. They have to go through the likes of Japan, Costa Rica, and Zambia in the group stage. And once they get to the knockout stages, anything can happen. They do have the talent to go deep in the tournament, but I don't like the way they come into the tournament in terms of team chemistry, so they're going to be a pass for me this tournament. If we look at Germany and France, they have outside shots and knocking off the contenders at low odds. But if we look at Germany as a unit, they finished runner-up to England in the last Women's European Cup, but they just are suspect at defense and definitely concede more goals than they should given the talent they have on display. Offensively, they are solid. They have the likes of Alexandria Popp and Leah Schuler to lead the attack, but I'm just not sold on them being at plus 850 coming into this tournament, given all their defensive woes. And with teams that can score the soccer ball with ease, I think that's going to be the Germans' downfall in this tournament. As for France, they're basically a shit show right now. They're breaking a new coach coming into this tournament. Wendy Renard was stripped of her captaincy, and they're missing two key players in Delphine Cascarito and Marie-Antoinette Katoto. Basically put, Bleu Blanc Rouge is simply kaput in this one. They don't have a chance to compete with the top contenders in this one. And despite plus 1,200 odds, I'm simply not buying what they're selling coming into this tournament. As for the host, Australia at plus 1,000, they have every bit the possibility to go deep into the tournament and cause some problems for some top teams this year. Sam Kerr, she's a match winner on every day of the week if she turns into prime Leo Messi in this tournament and leads her country to victory like Messi did last year for Argentina in the Men's World Cup. Australia could be dangerous, but as a collective unit, Australia, they simply leak too many goals defensively. They're very suspect. So unless they outscore their opponents or their defense, turns the switch on and shuts out the opponents on a consistent basis, I'm not liking Australia's chances at ultimately winning the tournament. But if you're looking for a bet on the host, possibly to reach the quarterfinals, to reach the semifinals, that could be a bet worth making. As we turn our attention to Sweden, the Netherlands, and Brazil, three ever-present teams in the Women's World Cup games. Simply put, they're a bit old, they're a bit slow, and they're simply rebuilding at a time when teams at top of the odds boards are simply getting better and have a better shot at winning the title this year. I'm not going to look to fade these teams at every given opportunity, but I'll definitely be looking to pick my spots and play against these teams when the opportunity presents itself. And finally, it'd be remiss of me not to talk about the home country here that I live in. We're talking Canada. They come into this tournament at plus 3,300 odds to win the Women's World Cup. While I'm not saying it's never going to happen, this is the year that simply they don't have kind of what it takes to get to the upper echelon of this tournament. They could progress to the knockout stages. That should be kind of the floor for them. But making noise in the knockout stages against teams that are simply better than them, I'm not going to be banking on them to go deep in this tournament. They do have some key players, littered throughout the lineup that can make some noise and score some goals. But their form coming into this tournament is terrible. They've lost 4 of the last 5 games in all competitions. A couple of friendlies, a couple of the matches in the She Believes Cup. They've lost to the United States, twice on the trot here over the last year or so. And simply put, I just don't think they're good enough to hang with the upper echelon teams. So we're going to look, maybe their goal totals as the tournament progresses. But we don't see them getting deep into this tournament. Now, before we get into my Women's World Cup best bet for the futures board, we're going to be talking about some of the best talent that's going to be on display for the next month. We have from Spain, Alexia Putellas. She's the 2-time defending Ballon d'Or winner, and she's going to be, back from an ACL injury. She played throughout the Barcelona campaign in the lead up to the tournament, and she's going to be ready once again to carry Spain up, hopefully to the promised land. In Norway, we got Ada Hegerberg. She's a match winner on her day. She's coming off, a dazzling season for her club team, and she's back in the World Cup after missing the last one with off-field issues. She's got plenty to prove, and she's definitely, capable of turning a, magical performance in for every single game Norway has this tournament. Sophia Smith from the United States, she's one of the best reasons the United States believe a three-peat is possible. She's the youngest player to be ever named MVP in the NWSL Soccer League, scoring 14 goals in 18 matches. We got Alex Morgan of the United States, Trinity Rodman's teammates. She's coming off a season where she won the Golden Boot for the NWSL top scorer, and she's got the experience and ability to turn a match on her head at any given moment. Those are just a few of the stars that will be on display for the next month of the Women's World Cup tournament, but I'm sure a few names will make a splash in a big way in the headlines and make a name for themselves moving forward. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, time to pick a winner. I did give you England plus 450 in the last Women's European Cup. That was a smooth tournament for the most part. We got the job done in the finals and cashed a nice ticket. And while it's not going to be a sexy pick, a sleeper pick, or a flat-out hot take coming into this Women's World Cup, I do believe England is the most complete team, and I believe we're going to get the daily double, England winning the European Cup and the Women's World Cup this year. They simply have too much talent, they're defensively sound, and they have a much smoother path to the finals than, say, someone of the United States, which could see them in the finals, at the end of the tournament. I like England at this price again at plus 450. That's who I'm taking to win the tournament. That wraps up this episode of The Starting 11. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to help support the videos, please smash the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any great content we got moving forward, and don't miss out on any of the picks we got for the duration of the Women's World Cup. And let me know down in the comment section who you guys are rolling with to win this year's Women's World Cup. The next episode of The Starting 11 will be out on Wednesday night, and it'll be giving you game picks for Thursday's action. Until next time,